Hello, I'm Rachel Jones for Calcine Media. Welcome to another edition of Executive Corner Expert Talks. In this edition, I'll be speaking with the Managing Director of Belarus, Arvid Misra. Now, Belarus is a mineral explorer focused on securing and developing resources to meet the surge in demand from the technology, battery, and renewable energy markets. Arvid, it's great to have you here with us today.
Thank you, Rachel, and thank you to Calcine Media for inviting me to speak on your forum.
Very interested to learn more about your company. So we'd love to know how things are going at Belarus since your listing earlier this year.
Things are going extremely well for us. Since we listed in January this year, we have finished a lot of work, and I'll just count them out to the announcements we have already made on the stock exchange. We started with finalizing some geophysics work. We finished our gravity survey, IP survey, and leading to that, we did the prospectivity modeling. And also after that, we have done first phase of drilling, which concluded a few weeks ago. We did about 5,700 meters of RC endowment drilling, phase one. And now we are busy compiling all the information and which will lead to the resource estimate publication, which sometime we expect to announce next month. So we're keeping all the promises we made to our shareholders when we did the IPO, and I'm extremely pleased with the progress we have made so far, with all the boxes ticking in the right direction. And also it's reflected in the way the market has received our results and the strategy that we have executed. We have been one of the most successful IPO of the year, and it's still trading about 360 cents, which is 3 times the IPO price that we listed on.
That's absolutely fabulous news. 2022 has obviously been a huge year for the company. Now, what can you tell me about your lead project, Belarus?
Belarus is a project which is in New South Wales, which is very close by to some of the established mining towns like Orange and Mudgee. It's only about 30 kilometers from the Mudgee. This project was held previously by another listed company called Iron Bar, and before then it was held by other owners like Rio and Tinto and others. And so it has over the time been drilled by those previous owners, and they drilled about 27 holes and published a resource on this. But the resource code is to the 2004 JORC standards, and we are trying to now establish it to 2012 with the work that we have done so far. Belarus, in the south of Belarus, there's a another project called Native B, and they both were mined pre-World War for very high-grade copper and gold. So they were mining 3 to 5% copper, 2 to 4.5 grams gold per ton, and also 2 to 3 ounces of silver per ton. So it was a very high-grade, small-scale mine pre-World War. So we're trying to find out sort of as to what's going on in the trend there. So this project has got 25 kilometers of mineralized trend, of which previous owners only studied about 700 to 800 meters of a strike length of that. We have now done work up to 5 kilometers with the gravity and IP work. And initial work publication would be only around the old resource model, but we have got several exciting prospects that we can drill based upon the work that we have done, which potentially can extend the strike length 3 to 4 times than what we have drilled so far.
And how is the Coolgardie project going?
The Coolgardie project is also going very well. We have finished 2D and 3D prospectivity modeling, identified 7 different drilling targets on that. Now we are planning drilling those targets, which are planned to do either later this year or early next year. And in the 2D and 3D prospectivity modeling, what we also observed, and we have announced to the stock exchange also, it lies on the same trend where the old Bullabulling asset is, and the Gecko asset and other assets that have been mined along the same trend. Bullabulling, which is our neighbor, hosts about 3 million ounces of gold. So we're very excited about this project also, which has had some historical work done on it, some old air core drilling and soil sampling, which all indicate there is gold. Now we need to test it out at the deeper end to intersect some quartz-rich and gold-rich wines. And so we're looking forward to doing some drilling work there.
Sounds great. Now, over time, have you witnessed a change in the sector?
Well, the sector is changing so dramatically, and this decarbonization of the world, and that requires a lot of battery minerals to be mined over the time, and there's an enormous amount of mining that needs to be done. And obviously, we are in the battery mineral space, zinc and copper mainly, that goes into the battery minerals. And we are so hopeful, and the price, the strength of the price, which we have seen early 2022, to probably continue. And that's the major shift. I mean, and that's bringing a lot of interest and investment in the sector.
It's definitely a very exciting time for the sector. And that was Mr. Arvind Misra, Managing Director of Belarorox. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Rachel, for having me on your forum. I always enjoy talking to you on the Kalkan Media. So hopefully you'll invite me again. I'll be there again to talk about my company.
Absolutely. Great to have you with us today. Now, if you missed any part of that chat, you can catch the full interview on our YouTube channel, Kalkan Media. So make sure to subscribe. I'm Rachel, reminding you to stay apprised and invest wise with Kalkan.